going to be great if we just keep silent a little bit. We've got a couple of things we wanted to share with you as well and really want to keep that also interesting and up to date. So Marcy will be starting to give a report about the activities the management board, which was in order between 2019 and 2021, has been carrying out. So I think we're looking at about 20 minutes, 10 minutes on more general updates and activities that we did, and I will then talk you through a number of projects to also give you the idea of what you could be doing in the future and what we have achieved altogether. So I hand over to Marcy to make a start, and if there's any questions, we're more than happy to answer them towards the end or on Slack or offline or during the next many hours that we will still have together. Keep enjoying.
Okay, hello everyone. Are you ready to listen again? I hope you're still excited to listen. I think only for today, for starting tomorrow, we have much more activities, much more breakout rooms. So yeah, just stay for next 20 minutes with us. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Marcella Hussein, but maybe some of you know me as Marcy. I am the former Vice President of EMA, 2019-2021. So we kind of just want to kind of brief, like Kata mentioned, just to want to brief a bit about what we did in the last 2 years. Not in the last 2 years, maybe 2 years. But yeah, so as always, every time I open a presentation, I always put a quote. So this time it's my favorite quote that I think it's really represent the previous MB. So I always believe that when we work together, it's not because just we work together, but because, we respect, we trust, and we care for each other. Imagine we work for 2 years, almost never see each other in person. So it really needs a lot of dedication. It needs a lot of trust, a lot of accountability as well. So I really want to say thank you for the previous management board. Let me introduce them first. So as you can see, this is the previous management board, Katarina and myself as part of the presidency team. And then we have also the working units. I think in the previous presentation, they already explained the working units, the support units, and the administrative units. But I think as you can see from the pictures, most of them are here. So please give a big applause first for them as well. Yes. And you can see, right, if you are active, then most of the time they will keep active. So I hope all of you will stay active in the future as well. And why we want to present this, so this is actually already part of our strategic plan that we made in 2019. So during that time when we first elected, we tried to, create some similar like OKR, what we want to achieve, and one of that is like we want to be more professionalized and we want to give transparency as well about what we did, because maybe like what country representative are doing or the program representative, but you maybe don't know what we actually, the management board, are doing. Most of the time we are doing all the boring stuff. So we'll let you know in a moment. So this is basically the achievement. I won't talk a lot, but basically in our 2 years, our most work is related to the organizational restructuring. So before 2019, we have a different organizational structure called steering committee. So it's the department based on the events. But right now, we change it to 10 different departments. That's why you have the working units, the administrative units, the support unit. The reason behind is because we want to act more professional. So we want to have the same department as the other NGO, other international NGO. So we want to kind of improve ourselves in so many things. As you can see from the top part is mostly everything that we do internally, basically all the management board. First, we kind of established the EMA 4 pillars. I think the previous MB already mentioned. Still remember? Can you tell what is the 4 pillars of EMA? Yes, the PR, MB, PR, CRs, and the project leaders. So before 2019, there's no more CRs, there's no more PRs. So during our time, we want to establish again the CRs and the PRs because we believe that CRs and PRs is our pillar and doing activities around the world. So it was a really difficult time because we don't have any volunteers during that time. And thank you for Ashikur as the CR manager and build the group of country representatives around the world. Maybe applause again for Ashikur. Yes, and during that time, because we changed the organization structure, we actually created a lot of SOPs. I think the new management board knows any type of events, any type of activities, we have SOPs in place. So yeah, it's a lot of a lot of hours when we made, but actually it's actually great because it was during the COVID time. We don't have, a chance to have a awesome or cool events like TGA. So the only thing we can do is just, create SOPs. But no, but at least right now, everything already in place, and we now can have a lot of amazing events and activities. Other than that, we also established the information kits. Maybe as new volunteers, you already received the onboarding kits. You have all the information about any departments, about any units, must read, anything, any links, information links, any other organization, you can find it in onboarding documents, and all of the information kits and branding that you need as well. Other than that, I think the one below on the bottom part is something that you can see. For example, the EMA website, we launched it in 2021. Previously, we don't have a really good website. We cannot edit it, we cannot change it. So yeah, that's one of our plan during our mandate. And then the community portal, we actually launched it the first phase. Now the one that you saw is actually already the second phase. We also have 2 virtual general assemblies, 2020 and 2021. And yeah, a lot of projects that I think my colleague will explain later. Yeah, I think I don't have to explain this again. I think the 4 pillars you already know. But yeah, basically we kind of started from scratch. So there's no any of this before when we started. So the first 6 months, a bit of struggle to develop all of this. And yeah, the revival of EMA structure, PR and CRs. Thank you for everyone who being part of amazing volunteers of EMA. And yeah, we also have the EMA Day. Thank you for Ira who kind of launched this again during our time. And this is the EMA website. I think that's it from my side.
Great, and just to also say that with the website came all these nice illustrations that you can see, and I think they're already part of EMA's identity today, which is really great to see. So thank you, Marcy. My name is Katharina Heil. I was the president of the Erasmus Mundus Association for 2 years, and it's a great pleasure to see you all in person today. The spirit is in the room, the spirit was online, and I will always carry that spirit in my heart as well. And to keep that going, I really wanted to give you a bit of a flavor of some of the projects that we have been working on to showcase what can be done. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, but also dedication that makes it happen. So EMA projects will allow you to make EMA shine, but they will also help you to put your skills into practice, to grow and experience, and to follow your passion. And there's a variety of topics that the projects in EMA are focused around, and there also is different support. So we have funded projects and unfunded projects, and the funding can come from very different sources. This had been mentioned before. I think I'm more than happy to have those conversations in private, so if you're interested, let me know, and there'll be more information coming as well. But for now, let's start with the EMA Podcast. This is actually a project that was supported with ESSA funding, and Marcella from our management board, who's sadly not here, maybe watching online, has kicked this off. So it's a podcast featuring Erasmus Mundus alumni stories across the globe. It's still live on Spotify. The link will be on the slides that we will be sharing. And you have about 10 episodes, or basically stories of EMA alumni sharing their journey, sharing different aspects. You can see 3 titles here: To Advocate for Social Change in Tanzania, How Being Authentic Helps Reaching Your Destiny, and Diversity of Education is the key to human development. The 3 individuals, if you have been part of EMA for a long time, you probably know them quite well. And if not, feel free to look for them on LinkedIn or somewhere else. They'll be happy to talk to you as well. It's been an initiative that was made up from scratch. There is also documentation if somebody would like to launch a second edition of this. So get in touch if you have another idea for 10 podcast samples. They will be listenable all over the world. The EMA cookbook has been mentioned. This is an initiative also that came out of our management board time. It is by and for the students and alumni of EMA, and it gathers recipes from all around the world and shares the international flavor that we have also just been experiencing. I'm not going to read through the bullet points here, and I'm also just realizing that the project members in all these slides seem to be somewhere lost at the very bottom. That will also be fixed, but it's only due to the volunteers that these things have happened. As it has also been mentioned, you can buy a hard copy of the EMA cookbook during this General Assembly. The table has already been set up. There's different ways to actually pay for this. Ira, say hello, Ira. She will be the person in charge, so if you have any questions, she's the one to talk to, or anybody else really. They will know Ira, and then you will end up in the right place to get your copy and take that home. It's also a really nice present. There's a lot of stories as well, so it's really not just recipes, but also a little bit of that interesting experiences, how different recipes came to one place or the other. And the illustrations are all made by our current president, Gabriela. So it's really a great mix of things. And I think it's yet another one to showcase how, with a lot of will, there's a lot of way, and a lot of things can be achieved. It was the first time in my life that I had to request an ISBN number. I think Emma now has 10, so we have 9 more books to publish if you want to. They're waiting for you. I'm moving on to the diversity and inclusion video series. Its diversity is defined as all characteristics and experiences that define each of us as individuals. And I think Manasseh put a lot of time into that, apart from all the others who were the team, which is not visible again on the slide. I'm sorry for that. But they put together a number of really inspiring videos that highlight some of those things that are so close to our hearts. And I think that reflects very often people with an international and intercultural background. So have a look at those. If you haven't seen them, feel free to share them and interact as well. The EMA Speaking Club is yet another example how an idea can become a project. It doesn't often need many people and a lot of resources. It just needs someone who wants to push something forward. So this was an initiative to have a public speaking club as an initiative of EMA's, of the Student and Alumni Relations Unit to improve public speaking skills amongst our students and members. People got together on a monthly basis to talk about different things. There's many different concepts around public speaking in the world, and this was only one that we then picked up together and had a lot of fun in those sessions. EMA GENIE, there's a long story around this, but basically it's a digital mapping of our community. The live representation is no longer live, but get in touch if you have questions. It was really a map where we wanted to pull information together in a way that was very interactive and help us as a community to identify people around us with similar interests, to also foster project ideas to then maybe come together and make things happen. I've put another second slide here just to showcase one of the representations that we were having, and to from an initiative that started quite small. I remember writing a proposal deep in the night to get a little bit of funding to get the online and IT tools to support this, this map as well. But you can see how many people interacted with it. All of these are EMA members from around the world. I kind of try to zoom into a little bit into the European continent, so you see where all the people were. It was very interactive, and if there's an interest, there have been many initiatives across EMA to connect our network better together. This was one idea. If there's others, there's enough people with expertise to talk you through the data that we have and also the information that is available. GENIE Talks then came out of the EMA GENIE initiative, just as one example how we brought people together with certain ideas. And the GENIE Talks was really to help our members to lighten the load of career development through constructive conversation. It's hard to think of the future, and specifically if the future is so manifold and if we're excited about so many things. And sharing and listening to others, explaining their ways, also brings us back to reality, saying that it's not always easy, it's usually hard, but there always is a will and a way. And listening to those talks and opportunities if you just need a bit of inspiration one day on a train or so. It's all on YouTube, and the link is here as well. I wanted to also quickly mention the mentoring program. There have been different editions of EMA mentoring across and along all the different years, the many years that EMA has been active. This one was launched by Laika, who led the project herself. We had 2 editions, if I'm not mistaken. It was organized in a more modern way, I would say. So mentors and mentees worked together. It was structured around different topics where there were online materials available as well. on a platform called Uqualio, who we worked with at the time. So the materials were there. There was also information on how to elaborate a mentor and mentee relationship. And I just put up 2 quotes here, which I think, again, inspire and reflect how the EMA community can help us come together, but also to grow stronger and to reach further. Accept and respect, I'm not going to say much about this, but this is one of the projects in the pod of the externally funded projects that Ashikur mentioned before. It's an Erasmus Plus youth exchange, which happened from the 1st to the 10th of April 2022 in Georgia, and it was all around promoting equality and non-discrimination among young people. And it's one example, again, how we could bring together people that didn't know each other before, that started to make friendships in a country and a context they didn't know before. They can now go back home and they will disseminate that feeling and that also, yeah, that flavor of the internationality and the equality that happens between all the human beings. Codedship is yet another one of those funded projects. We'll be talking about this tomorrow in quite a lot of detail. It's a key Action 2 project on integrating digital collaboration environments into joint programs. And it's one of the first opportunities that we have as an organization as well to be a full partner in a project proposal. We receive funding for this, which we aim to invest again into our members and into our activities. There's a lot of other projects. I know that they should all have deserved one slide. I only wanted to name a few. There's people in the room who can talk about these. There was a button here which said many, many, many other volunteers that had helped us with all these. Some of you know and will recognize those images, and I can also be just grateful and thankful for everybody who's put in their time and hours into those. Volunteers don't get paid, not because they're worthless, but because they're priceless. So with this, I think we've summarized what we are going to publish in our biannual report. It will be about our period from 2019 to 2021. Some things take some time. I also learned to be more patient with myself, but at the same time acknowledge the achievements. I think that's something you can all do in this room, because I know you're all successful in contributing to the big effort. So we will publish a report where you can also see a number of more numbers and figures and images and just those memories that you probably will remember for a long time. So thank you very much. I think together we're stronger. This is only Marcy and me standing here, but it really is a team, and it's also all of you. And thank you very much.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. Another great speech from Katarina and Marcy. This is my, thank you very much, Marcy and Katarina, for all the help. They were great, president and vice president. I learned lots. We've been very lucky this past years with management board and presidents and vice presidents. And like the, you know, like it's been said, people do it as volunteers, and often they give much more, you know, than they expected to give at first. That's great. You guys have the PowerPoint there. Thank you very much. It's technology. My name is Thiago. I'm from Brazil. I know actually I was previously I had Sakina's position previously. So most of you who recruited in your cultural contribution to